About the latest and greatest rumor that the Sacramento Kings are linked to no other than star guard Ja Morant. It's been a weird season start to Ja Morant this season. Through 7 games, he has not played at the caliber we have accustomed to seeing him play. And there's been rumblings that he is not getting along with the coaching staff, and the coaching staff is not one to put up with this stuff. So the latest rumor that is going on when it comes to Ja Morant is that the Kings are expected to monitor Ja Morant's situation in Memphis. Let's talk about it. Sacramento Kings are expected to monitor Ja Morant's situation in Memphis. According to a league source, the Kings have yet to engage the Grizzlies in the trade talks in light of the latest developments in Memphis. But that could change. Perry, an experienced NBA executive who has been a part of roster transformation in Detroit, Orlando, and New York, will most certainly monitor all situations involving high-end talent, including Morant's future in Memphis. Now, you're probably thinking, Sacramento Kings, Scott Perry, GM, went out and signed Dennis Schroeder over the summer. He signed Russell Westbrook before the season started, which probably could have happened over the summer as well. But like I said, other things that he was trying to do that didn't get done. Cough, cough, Jonathan Kuminga. But this, never did I ever think that the Sacramento Kings would be considered, knowing that they signed Westbrook, knowing that they signed Dennis Schroeder, that they would be linked to Ja Morant. I mean, on paper, you would think, why would they even consider Ja Morant, right? Let's talk about why they would consider Ja Morant. And this is why I think it would make sense to consider Ja Morant. Because knowing that you have Schroeder, knowing you have Westbrook, the Kings have had so many damn guards. This is the team that had De'Aaron Fox, that had Tyrese Halliburton, that had my guy Davion Mitchell, that drafted Devin Carter, and the 2 guards that they signed this offseason, and now they're linked to Ja Morant. But this could make sense in why they're trying to acquire him. Let's talk about it, because Ja Morant is only 26 years old, and he could be a long-term, building block for the Sacramento Kings moving forward. Assuming that he's 26 years old, he still has his best years ahead of him, and you have other building blocks in Nick Clifford and Keegan Murray already locked up, knowing that Keegan Murray's going into his new contract and starting next season, and Nick Clifford's still in his rookie contract, obviously because he's a rookie. So Ja Morant, this season, so far, he's averaged through 7 games, 20 points. He's averaged 7 assists, 3 rebounds. The shooting numbers are all across the board down. His free throw percentage is actually pretty legit. He's having a career year in this free throw shooting from the line so far. But boy, that 13% scares me, I'm not going to lie. And overall field goal percentage is 39.3%. But I'm not going to judge that just based off the 7 games, because Ja Morant, still, his career numbers, this guy is still a beast and a lights-out player when he's locked in and when he's healthy. His career numbers, 22 points, 7 assists, a little over 4 rebounds, 31% from beyond the arc, and overall 46% from the field goal, from the floor. Depending on what the package would be, if you're looking at Ja Morant, knowing that he makes close to $40 million this season, if it's not costing me much, and if Memphis may be considered just looking to dump him, I would consider trading for Ja Morant. Yes, knowing that we have Westbrook, knowing that we have Dennis Schroeder, knowing that Devin Carter's still on our team, knowing we have Malik Monk. Yes, I will still consider trading Ja Morant. If the deal is right, I would consider it, because he's 26 years old. I'm not worried about the career. I'm not worried about the season averages all across the board that are low, other than his free throw percentage. He still is a bona fide star in this league, and you can argue that he's probably an elite point guard when he's locked in, and he's a top 5 point guard when he's locked in, man. I mean, we've seen it the last few years. As Memphis has progressed as a team, yeah, I mean, there's some aggression during the organization, but do not let that deny the fact that John Morant is a stud when he's 100% healthy. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about is that he hasn't played a full season in a couple seasons. He's obviously got to be on the court for the Kings, and it's a big risk. If you're gonna throw in, let's just say, Malik Monk, Dennis Schroeder, and draft picks, is that enough to kind of just get the deal done? And keep in mind, those draft picks will probably be protected picks. Have a hard time believing that Scott Perry would remove the protections from those picks and for John Morant, but if they feel like he's worth it, they may consider doing that. I would, if that's the package, you can talk about if you want to throw in Keon Ellis there as well. I'm willing to do it for a star like John Morant. I'm willing to do it. Yeah, I may have my concerns with him being on the court as far as being healthy, and his 3-point shooting woes this season. But that's not denying the fact that when he's locked in, when he's healthy, elite top 5 point guard in the league, electrifying player. I mean, just the energy is crazy, gets up and down the court. She's Showtime. He does the oohs and the ahs with the moves, with the dunks, getting up there with the dimes. Like he's a very good, exciting basketball player to watch. And I think the Kings would be swinging for the fences, or they would take a chance on a star like John Morant. And I think that sometimes you just got to take a risk. And if they do take a risk in this case to trying to get John Morant, and if it doesn't work out, they took a chance on him, right? We can at least say that. But man, if it does work out, if you can get him, for a decent asking price, it could be one of the best things that's happened to this franchise. I mean, a 26-year-old star that you can still build around. Because let's face it, guys, the Kings currently, when it comes to stardom with their youth movement, and even their current players, they don't have that star, that big star that you can build a team around past this Sabonis, Levine, DeRozan era. John Morant can be that. He's still young enough to be that. I think they should take a risk and they should take a chance on John Morant. You got to have stars in this league to compete, and stars that you can build around. And the Kings don't have that currently right now. They do go out and acquire John Morant. Absolutely. You have that for sure thing. You have a star that you can build around for not just the present day, but for the foreseeable future. So with that being said, I want to hear from you guys, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the comment section below. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about John Morant and the Sacramento Kings monitoring John Morant's situation in Memphis. That's going to do it for today's video. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. The Kings do got their homestand starting tomorrow. They play at home against Golden State. Should be a fun and exciting game. I expect them to beat the Golden State Warriors and light the beam. And I'm looking forward to how they start off this homestand tomorrow night at home in Sacramento against the Golden State Warriors. So with that being said, greatly appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Have yourself a great rest of your night. Take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.